So I was 26. It was 2014, so 9 years ago.
Mm.
And I had recovered from cervical cancer, and I was severely underweight. So I weighed 38 kilograms at the time. And I just, just needed to change my life around because I was eating like crap and I was really unhealthy. And it was kind of like, okay, well, you've got the second lease on life. You might as well actually embrace it and live properly and, you know, change your trajectory and make your life a little bit healthier. And so I, started dieting and eating correctly and started training. And in the beginning, I was literally just training at home, body weight training. And the goal was a pull up, and it kind of snowballed from there, being able to do one pull up, then two. And then I met someone who was into bodybuilding, and, I kind of like looked at her and go, well, if she's doing it, how hard can this be? Uh, you know, as one does without any concept of what is involved or anything like that. You're looking from an outsider's perspective. And then, it kind of just snowballed from there. My first competition, I came third, and I was in bikini at the time. And yeah, the rest is kind of like history. But yeah, I mean, that was the reason I got into fitness in the beginning.
Yeah. What was like the process like for you? Like because bodybuilding it's like you said, it's not an easy, I would say, discipline or sport, and like just even understanding it, even for myself, it took me a while to kind of like take in certain things like starvation or prep, and how was that like for you when you first started out?
Well, I mean, I'm a very disciplined person by nature, and I'm extremely competitive. So I wasn't too phased about what was involved in terms of punishing my body or, the starvation or pushing myself, because I could see the end goal, or, I could see where I wanted to be, and I was willing to do whatever it took to kind of get there. So if it meant I was hungry all day, every single day, whilst I cut or built or whatever, then it didn't phase me. Obviously, I was coming from very, very lean, or low body fat. Not sorry, neither one of those. I was coming from underweight, so it wasn't necessarily starving in the beginning because I weighed so little. I had to put on muscle mass in the beginning, so it wasn't necessarily starvation in the beginning. It was putting on muscle mass, and for me, putting on muscle mass is far harder than the cut necessarily is. I can cut more effectively than I can build. Usually, you're one or the other. You're either a really good builder or you're a really good cutter. And I tend to be on the cutting side. I can effectively cut, but putting on muscle mass was definitely the hardest part. Especially when I first started in bikini, I was doing show after show after show after show. The second year that I competed, so 2015, I did 15 shows. So that was literally no downtime, literally just comp after comp after comp. But when you're in bikini at the level that I was, you're not doing dehydrations, you're not doing all those lead ups to comp, so it wasn't so harsh on the system as necessarily the higher, when you're more serious about it and you have to literally dial in. Yeah, so that was one of those kind of learn as I went and progress and teach myself the ropes, because I didn't have a coach. So it was all kind of just like trial and error and figuring out my body and what responded best and how to approach everything.